guys, welcome back to PristineZReads. So, today I'm going to be reviewing The Wind, the Road, and the Way by Jenny L. Cote. So this is continuing my series of reviews of the Epic Order of the Seven. So this is the 5th book in the series, and let's just jump straight into it. So, first off, I'll start with the summary. So, The Wind, the Road, and the Way is kind of like a retelling that covers the events of the resurrection morning to Paul's second missionary journey. In case you have no idea what I'm talking about whatsoever, this is like biblical fiction. And if you don't know what the Bible is, you need to know what it is. So, go look that up. But yeah, anyway, so this is biblical fiction, and yeah, so it covers the adventures of Max, Kate, Liz, and Al as they help the church start to grow, ultimately. But you know, the growth of the church is not going to come easy, and the enemy is busy persecuting them. And right now, his favorite instrument of persecution is a man by the name of Saul of Tarsus. And this Saul is like a cruel, heartless man that has no other goal in life but to stop the movement of Christianity and just like crush the movement of the way. So the animals, of course, they strongly dislike him for obvious reasons. They're not so optimistic that he'll be able to change. But they have to be privy to his Damascus Road experience, and they eventually become his closest companions as he transforms miraculously and has a 180-degree turnaround, heart change, life change, whatever you want to call it. But the enemy has other means of persecution. But now, here they stand, these 5 little animals and this one man that have a mission to go and spread the gospel through all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth as Jesus commanded them. But will their efforts be enough to spread the flame of the gospel? Will the enemy be able to quench their rising flame? You'll have to find out. Okay, so non-spoiler people, you can go and click on the timestamp in the description of this video and it'll take you straight back to the part where there are no spoilers. I am now going to spoil the rest of the book for the people who like that. So yeah, you have been warned. Okay, mega spoiler time. Alright, so, I mean, technically there isn't a lot of stuff to spoil because you could just go and read the entire story this is based off of in the Book of Acts. But there is some other stuff that I can spoil, so I will do that because this is the spoiler section after all. You have been warned. I don't really know any other way to do this, so I'm just gonna jump straight in and tell you all the stuff there is worth spoiling. Let's start with this. These 2 little guys on the back of the cover, if you can see them there, the little monkey and the little lizard. Guess who they are? No, they are not the newest additions to the Epic Order of the Seven, because then it would be the Epic Order of the Nine. That doesn't make any sense. But these 2 animals are named Nate and Noah. Noah is a little capuchin monkey, and Nate is the plumed basilisk lizard. Don't think I pronounced that right. Basilisk, lizard. I don't know, anyways. Some kind of lizard that can run really fast and swim simultaneously. No, not simultaneously. He can just run really fast and swim, let's put it that way. So, these characters are their newest helpers, you could say. Sorry, so they're delivering the letter of 2 Thessalonians to the people in Thessalonica. So they they take the letter that Paul wrote and they take it across the sea in a little gourd. You can see here they hollowed out a little gourd and actually like paddled themselves across the sea, although they had a helper in the water to make sure they got to Thessalonica safely, and that helper was Clary. You don't know who that is, or watch my other reviews of the series. I'm like shamelessly self-promoting here. So yeah, Clary helps them get there safely. They delivered the letter of 2 Thessalonians, and yeah, I can't find a way to make a smooth transition into this, but they're planning this thing called the Animal Olympics, which is basically going to be the Olympics for the entire like animal kingdom, which will happen in the next book. That's pretty much it. This book isn't as long as the other ones. The other ones are like, so there really wasn't a whole lot to say here. Originally this book and the next one were going to be one huge book, but then Co decided to split them up. Anyways, so yeah, that's it for the summary, and let's move on to the morals now. Welcome back, the people who enjoy non-spoilers. Yeah, let's get into worldviews first up. So, for the 5th time, Jenny L. Coate is a Christian author, and I have found nothing theologically or chronologically incorrect in all the many times I've read and reread this series. Yeah, I just love the way she portrays the Bible like it's actual history, which it is actual history. And especially one thing that stood out to me in this book was the way she depicted the coming of the Holy Spirit at Pentecost in Jerusalem, and like it just felt so real and like almost divine. Like I could feel like I was almost there, and like I don't know, I mean this is just me making this up, but like I always feel like, you know, I get like those Holy Spirit goosebumps. Yeah, it's probably just me who gets that. It just like felt so literally real. I could almost feel like the hairs on the back of my neck stand up on end. Anyways, yeah, so that was like the one thing that really stood out to me here. It just like, it was so creative and detailed. Yeah, anyways, that's it for worldviews. Moving on to foul language. Basically 0. I mean, if there was any, I can't remember it. It's been a month or 2 since I read this. But I have pretty good memory. I would have remembered if there was like a bad word. Okay, let me rephrase it. There were no bad words in this book. If there were like some minor things, I don't remember them. I'm sorry. I really should be more specific. Okay, I'll put it this way. If I like reread this and find anything sketchy, then I'll put it in the description, because my future self won't be able to go back and edit this video after it's already on YouTube. So yeah, anyways, that's it for foul language. Moving on to violence. So there was minimal violence here. Let's put it that way. There's like a secondhand description of what like Saul used to do to his Christian prisoners, how he like starved them, locked them up, whipped them. But yeah, I kind of just really like listed the stuff he did. Then there's also Stephen, the first martyr, as you all know. His stoning, tragic story. Yeah, I just felt the need to remember him with a moment of silence there. But yeah, anyways, it wasn't like super bloody descriptive. I mean, like, it was a stoning. It was just enough detail to kind of like portray how like brutal it would have been, but like without being super gory. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. But yeah, anyways, like there wasn't anything like, again, super gory, bloody stuff that you want to throw up. Nothing of that. I mean, nothing like that. So yeah. Alright, that's it for violence. Moving on to romance. And there was like 0 here. I couldn't find any. Okay. And then for alcohol, there are some mentions of like people drinking wine, because, you know, that's what they did back in the days. they drink wine as part of their meals. But yeah, nobody got like drunk or anything. So yeah. Alright, moving on to my rating and recommended age level. So I'm gonna rate this one 4 stars. I don't know, it was really good, but then again, after reading like The Roman, the 12, and the King, because that one was like my absolute favorite out of the entire series. But yeah, after just reading that one, I hate to like compare it, but I did like The Roman, the 12, and the King much better. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still really good. I loved all of the detail, all of the portrayals of important events in the birth of the early church. But yeah, I just felt like it wasn't the best. I know. I can't really put it into words. But just like The Roman, the 12, and the King blew me away with its combination of like Handel and the story of Jesus. And I mean, I kind of felt like it was kind of a rough transition from that into this, because this kind of like, because the last book ended at the premiere of Handel's Messiah, and then this one kind of like jumped straight back to Resurrection Morning, and then went through the events of Paul's missionary journeys. So yeah, I mean, that was kind of abrupt, a bit of a sudden change. Don't get me wrong, it's still really good. I still highly recommend it. Yeah, anyways, so as for my recommended age level, I'm gonna say 10 to 11 plus. I think it's very age appropriate, and this one wasn't super complicated. There was like a bunch of ancient history as well, stuff about like Roman and Greek mythology. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that in Worldviews. In Worldviews, there was another prominent worldview, which was the pagan Roman one. As you know, Paul did a lot of ministry work with the Gentiles. He went to a lot of their cities, and so it was natural that he would like encounter all this Roman stuff there. But yeah, it was just like represented as like the pagan worldview. And I think this book did a pretty good job of like representing like the Christian worldview versus the pagan one. But yeah. Okay, so the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a thumbs up and a comment if you did. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, please do subscribe, because I am not dumb. I look at those YouTube Studio Analytics. It says that around 66% of my channel traffic comes from non-subscribers, so I know you're watching there. I don't mean to be like creepy or anything, but I just looked at it for fun and noticed, oh, 66% of my channel traffic comes from non-subscribers. Anyways, yeah, so please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I have links to this book and my written review of it on Goodreads in the description as usual. Yeah, if you have Goodreads, make sure to send me a friend request or follow me to get the latest updates on what I'm currently reading and reviewing, as I update that quite frequently. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this. It really means a lot to me, even though I know my channel is not like huge or anything. It's really small, actually. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. And have a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow for all my Canadian people who watch. I know there are some Americans here who do not celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow, but I wish you a happy Thanksgiving all the same. Early happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. Bye guys. See you next time.